All right, yeah. Listening to all those policymakers, it's really hard to not get excited. And I guess this is one of the main reasons why after 3 years in building in Europe, we took our bags, relocated the company to become a US company, further building the digital asset ecosystem here. Yeah. So today we heard a lot of good stuff about digital assets and tokenization in general. And I'm completely aligned. Tokenization can increase the efficiency of capital markets, but this is only half of the story. Yeah, so the process of tokenization is turning financial claims into software, and software can fail differently. My name is Timm. I'm co-founder and CEO of Particula. Particula is a dedicated rating provider for all kinds of tokenized assets. Yeah, and you can imagine we are seeing tokenized structures globally every week. Yeah, we are talking to different stakeholders, and when we are talking to them, we get the understanding, many understand the risks associated with the underlying, but they might not fully understand the operational, security, and the governance risk associated with the token. So here are 5 things policymakers should watch as tokenization scales. The first thing, ownership rights. Nearly every asset can be tokenized, but the legal claim associated with the token might not always be clear. Think of a US stablecoin. Yeah? A US stablecoin does not always refers to absolute ownership of an actual dollar. Oftentimes, the token just represents a legal claim against the issuer's balance sheet, and oftentimes this claim is even unsecured. Yeah? Or think of the current conversation around tokenized equities. Yeah? Those tokens are coming without any kind of shareholder rights. Oftentimes, they are just derivatives, yeah? Tracking the price of the equity. So one key thing to watch is, and this is applicable across asset classes, what are investors buying and who owes them what? The second aspect is transparency. So, of course, tokenization has the potential to make things more transparent, or at least it creates the illusion of it. So you might see transfers on-chain, but you will not see actual reserves, liabilities, side letters, or any kind of other off-chain obligations. So what I'm trying to say is data is not disclosure. And therefore, a second key thing to watch is how do we bring off-chain data on-chain, how do we verify it, and who is responsible if it's wrong. The third aspect are controls. So over 90% of all tokenized assets run on smart contract, which can be either upgraded, they can be paused, they can be frozen. Usually this is about security, but it's also about power. Because it means a small group of people can actually change the rules about fees, logic, and everything you can imagine after the token was issued. So the consequence is we need to ask, and this is another key thing to watch, who can change the rules after the token was issued? Because this, in the mid and long term, becomes a governance, but also market integrity issue. The fourth thing, networks/infrastructure. Imagine a tokenized money market fund launched on Ethereum, Solana, XRPL. So the token might represent the same underlying asset, but it does come with different risks. And so each network provides unique opportunities and capabilities, but it also has unique dependencies, security features, governance standards, and oftentimes also complete different programming language. This effectively means you cannot compare a token launched on Ethereum versus Solana one-to-one. So another key thing to watch is on which network is the token issued and what are the implications for risk. And the last thing, domino effect. Tokenized assets can be lent, they can be wrapped, they can be collateralized, and this fairly easy and fairly quick and many times. So in our industry, we call this innovation, but it's also unfortunately a path to hidden leverage. Especially when markets are under stress, liquidity disappears, risk or failures could cascade across platforms, across jurisdictions, and potentially even into traditional markets. So one key thing to watch is where does risk concentrate and how do we trace the exposure? So overall, tokenization can increase transparency, it can be scaled safely, but the main thing is that we make risk visible and manageable. And this is how the US becomes a global leader in this new market infrastructure, by setting the global standards that everyone can follow. Thank you.